keeping the cell phone in one's pocket. So this isn't putting it to your head. This isn't putting it on the desk in front of you, but keeping it on and in one's pocket. And it does not matter if it's on Wi-Fi or you're using cellular, decreases sperm quality, which means forward motility, number of healthy sperm per ejaculate, et cetera, even ejaculate volume to some extent, and lowers testosterone overall, which is perhaps not surprising given the known heat effects of the phone. So even though it doesn't feel hot to the touch, there are heat effects. Sperm don't like heat. In fact, the most promising male contraceptive that's out there that's not a condom is it's like a cuff that goes around the vas deferens, which is the portal from the testes to the urethra that allows the ejaculate to leave the body, that heats that, right? I mean, a sauna it's not a great form of contraception because it's not sure-proof, but it will reduce your total number of motile sperm by 75% or so. When I go in the sauna, because I do hope to conceive children somewhat, so I wear shorts into the sauna, and I actually put a cold pack at my groin while I'm in there. It's actually when the sauna is really hot, it makes it a little less unpleasant. It's a little painful, but you definitely don't want to do that on bare skin. I'm chuckling too, but heat is part of the problem with the cell phone, but it turns out, yes, and here people are going to think I'm a crazy person, but they might think that already. The EMFs, that business is real. Yeah. Now, is it so real that it's giving us gliomas? Unclear. I'm not going to go there. The data aren't in, but it is very clear that the radiation from phones, the EMFs, and the heat are combining to reduce sperm quality, motility, and overall testosterone. So it's a simple thing. Turn off your phone completely, or even better, just don't put it in your front pocket. If you have to put it in a pocket, put it in your back pocket. Even better would be to put it in a shoulder pocket or a backpack. And I'm a weirdo, perhaps, but I don't like keeping the phone to my head too long, but that's also because I don't like holding the phone to my head too long. We don't know very much about the effects of EMFs and heat effects on the different tissues of the body, but we now know a lot about the effects of heat and EMFs on sperm quality, and it's not a good picture for the sperm.
Where does airplane mode fit into this equation, if at all, in terms of between on and off? I mean, does it prevent or mitigate some of the effects?
It seems to.
Yeah.
It seems to. Here's what's really scary about this meta-analysis. Their conclusion is that the total amount of time spent with the phone in the pocket is not a strong determinant, that it's not all or none, but that the threshold beyond which you start seeing these damaging effects is pretty low. So, again, here we're talking about a don't, not a do. And so it's pretty straightforward. Don't keep the phone in your front pocket if you're concerned with sperm health and testosterone production. Now, why is sperm health and testosterone production so correlated? And you say, well, duh, it's because, testosterone and sperm. But if you're not interested in conceiving children, you might not think this is an issue. But remember that the two types of cells, those Leydig cells and the Sertoli cells of the testes, combine testosterone and the androgen binding protein to give rise to sperm. So anytime you're seeing a reduction in sperm, you are definitely seeing that as a reflection of a reduction in androgen binding protein, which means whatever testosterone you have around is also not having the effect on that local organ that it should. In other words, the testes and the ovaries are very interesting organs because they secrete hormones into the body to go have effects, but they also have effects on themselves, and it's self-amplifying.
Yeah.
And so this just seems like such a straightforward one to me. And you said this back in, when was the 4 Hour Body published?
Came out in 2010.
Yeah. And I remember you and Paula Quinn and a few other people saying, like, don't keep the phone in your pocket. And I remember lecturing to about 400 students about this. And I would say about half, just, by my read, about half of the guys in the class took the phone out of their pocket when they heard this. I think young people who aren't thinking about having children at all right now are absolutely the ones that should be most concerned.
Yeah.
Now, it is true you can, as they told us in high school, it just takes one sperm, but it just takes one sperm. But in order to get that one sperm to the egg in vivo, not IVF, but it's called natural conception, there's a lot of territory that needs to be covered. There's a lot of chemical environments that need to be dealt with. You want the healthiest sperm.